everybody! Welcome back to our little corner of the internet, and welcome back to the Taking Liberties Pro Wrestling Podcast.
I swear to God, that gets longer every time you do it.
Usually it does, yeah. I am one of your hosts, Marquise.
I am Andrew.
And we are without a third man this week. Our boy Max has fallen ill once again.
Unfortunately, but the show must go on, and we're here for you wonderful people, and for Max. I'm sure he'll listen himself.
Oh, I'm sure. Still a patron, so I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. Of course, you can find the podcast literally fucking everywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, youtube.com, just type in, Taking Liberties Wrestling Podcast or whatever.
It seems so. I was actually looking at our analytics. It seems that the thing that has driven people. All right, granted, our YouTube views are not high.
No.
But the thing that seems to drive people the most to our analytics is the term 2005 TNA or TNA 2005.
Well, yeah, that's why I suggested that we, began our naming scheme. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so of course we're on YouTube. We're on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Something funny, something nice, something mean, something whatever. I don't care. We'll read it. We're happy to hear from you. 5 stars, please. We appreciate it. Of course, we're also on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Blueberry, Owl, Tail, Bullhorn, yeah, and so many other places.
Yep.
Podbean, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, Breaker,
Yeah.
Anchor,
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So many.
All the places.
So many.
We also have a Patreon for anyone out there who wants to be crazy, dumb, and cracked and send us a little monetary love. We certainly appreciate it. Never required. Of course, we have our 2 $10 patrons, our friends Nick and Max.
Yes.
Thank you both so much for your continued support. We also have a Discord. If you hit us up on our Twitter at TOProWrestPod, send us a DM, give us a follow. We'll give you the link to that. Good place to stay updated on stuff that we do, even outside of our Twitter. Be able to talk to us personally, talk to other dudes about wrestling and sports and fucking anime and
Saudi
comic books
Arabia,
and
you'll see that a couple
movies.
times.
Yeah, you'll hear all sorts of crown jewel. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, that all being said, Marquise and I, we watched this week TNA Impact from July 29th, 2005. Before we get started, I want to say this episode was better than last week's.
But not great.
The bar is incredibly low.
Very. I actually watched this episode fairly early for my standards. I watched it. So we're recording this on a Wednesday. I watched it on a Monday. And Tough Enough, actually. I watched them on the same day. So that typically just doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't
get it done at a timely manner. Yeah, not watching the show the morning before we record the show.
Yeah, I mean, I have definitely watched TNA the morning of podcast recordings.
Even just before.
So, right, literally. So
sometimes we just hold it off.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad I got this one out of the way because it wasn't terrible and got a good chance to forget about a lot of shit. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. Why don't we?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Let's talk about this episode. So the show opens with 2 narrators going back and forth saying some weird shit about the Super X Cup tournament. Of course, the winner being the number 1 contender for the X Division Championship at the upcoming Sacrifice pay-per-view. And then we get a recap of Raven getting his ass kicked last week by Rhino and Jeff Jarrett. And then we cut to the Impact Zone. No pyro.
Nope.
No TV deal.
Super weird.
Somebody picked these people up
so
already.
Naked. Yeah.
Yeah, the show just feels really bare without that ridiculously stupid pyrotechnics display.
Yeah.
And so we move on to the opening contest of our show. We have Elix Skipper versus Shark Boy versus Sanjay Dutt.
In an X Division shootout, I guess.
But it wasn't because it was just a triple threat.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it was a 1 fall to a finish. Beginning of the match, all 3 men circle each other. They do a cool sequence. Some nice 3-man spots to
Yeah,
open.
all right. So I actually have something to say about this. All right. So the first spot, they're circling each other, fucking playing Ring Around the Rosie or whatever. And Sanjay, he gets Shark Boy in a wrist lock. And then Skipper, he kicks Shark Boy for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
No, what happened? Sanjay got Shark Boy in a wrist lock. Yeah. And then while, Skipper, he could have just held back. He, for some reason, decided to take the offensive to Sanjay.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck the guy that's doing the move.
And then he put a full Nelson in on Shark Boy, who just fucking escaped it by doing a kick to Sanjay and sliding out of it when Primetime had him in it. So I'm just like, why did Skipper just put himself in this disadvantageous position? I don't understand.
Because if there's anything we've learned about Skipper in the year of 2005, his in-ring decision-making skills are lacking.
Clearly.
Between
the rope walk many times.
So many times he does it on the indies.
Yeah.
And just whatever this is, whatever.
Yeah.
So Skipper goes for like an overdrive looking thing on Shark Boy, but Dutt stops him for reasons.
Honestly, while I was taking notes, there was just a lot of shit that happened.
Yeah. I can break this shit down. So then Skipper isolates Dutt, but Shark Boy pursues, tries to roll up Skipper, gets a missile drop kick from Dutt. Then this shit was scary. Skipper props Dutt on the top rope, but not in the corner, like on the top rope, in between two corners, and tries to push him out of the ring. But then Dutt grabs Skipper with his legs, and they both go over and out. And oh man, I honestly thought they were both gonna fucking crack their heads on the apron on the way out.
Yeah.
Also, what was the point? Again, with Skipper's decision making in this match. He props up Sanjay on the top rope in the middle of them all, and then just pushes him.
Yeah, why not?
What do you think he was gonna do? He was right. Yeah, bro. If you pushed me over something, I'm grabbing you with my legs.
Well, I assumed he thought that Sanjay, or was it Sanjay that I assumed that he thought that Sanjay was just gonna fucking go ass over tea kettle. So I mean, I've seen this spot. Who did this spot? I've seen this spot in the Fed within the last 5 years, I think, maybe, sort of. I don't know. I definitely remember seeing it though. So yeah, I imagine he just thought that he was gonna push him over and that it was gonna be fine.
So then on the outside, Skipper posts Shark Boy and he sells it like he got fucking knocked out.
Yeah. So
he's selling like crazy.
Yeah. So after Sanjay brings Skipper out, Shark Boy decides to do. Oh, Skipper's just fine somehow.
Oh yeah, Skipper's totally fine.
He
got up from this.
Yeah, he's just well okay. And then Shark Boy goes for Pescado. He gets caught, and then he gets fucking posted. Yeah, just right into the guardrail.
So then Skipper.
Then he actually gets posted.
Yeah, then he actually gets posted.
Yeah.
Skipper tosses Shark Boy into the ring. Dutt takes out Skipper, hits the Shiranui. The Skywalker.
The Skywalker. That's what I wrote.
That's
what I wrote. Yeah, but I know that you got that from the old Fed games. Shiranui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah, the Skywalker.
On Shark Boy to get the win, and the bell rang late, and the crowd seemed super confused because the music started before the bell. It was so weird. The music started playing before the bell rang, and the 3 was conspicuous. So whatever.
Who knows, dude?
Classic.
Yeah.
Speaking of conspicuous, BG James is backstage with Larry Zbyszko. They're just talking about whatever.
Yeah, I mean, BG is just saying that he was a victim of what? I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, of what?
He was just saying that he's a victim, cut to some bullshit. I think he's saying he doesn't want to be in the middle of this anymore, and then Larry Zbyszko's like, all right, you're going to be the special guest referee. Cool.
Well, before all of that, they're talking about the Zbyszko's kind of pressed about the referee situation from last week, where they're like, well, look, man, how would you tell these fucking dudes in the ring to stop hurting us intentionally?
Yeah.
Whatever. So Zbyszko basically tells BG, well, look, road doggy, Dougie dog man, I'm sick of my referees getting hurt because now I care, because last week I didn't.
No, he didn't.
This week he cares.
Now he does.
So you, BG, will be the special guest referee for this match that you say you want nothing to do with.
Yeah.
So BG is ordained the special referee for a match at Sacrifice between 2 Live Crew and Kip James and Muncie Brown. And then Zbyszko says something about Foot Locker.
Yeah, he said if it doesn't work out, you can always go work at Foot Locker. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
And then we have Alex Shelley versus Shocker
Yep.
in a first round contest for the Super X Cup tournament.
Sir, this is the third first round matchup of the contest. They just do lucha things for like 5 minutes straight.
Important note I made before the match started. Shocker wasn't wearing those 1000% guapo overalls. I knew immediately this motherfucker was losing.
Didn't even notice that.
He wasn't wearing the overalls. I literally wrote, Shocker isn't wearing the overalls, so he's probably losing.
Yeah, they do lucha things and then more lucha things. Like at one point, well, of course they do the lucha reversal spot, and then they do some grapple stuff, and at one point, Shelley gets him in a lucha pin. I'm telling you, it's a lot of lucha.
I mean, yeah, it was working a lucha match, brother. But yeah, so, yeah, match starts a bunch of fundamental wrestle crap. Shelley powders, more fundamental shit, and then they stalemate. Crowd cheers them both. Shocker slaps Shelley so fucking hard, he flies out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Come back from commercials, and Shocker still on top. Springboard dropkick, and then the twisting elbow by Shocker for 2.
Yeah, he does the
that fucking
he reverses
elbow.
the clothesline into a DDT and does the springboard dropkick. And then he just does the fucking
Die
twist
elbow.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you gotta cut this shit out. You're gonna really hurt somebody doing like I don't know.
It looks
It
brutal.
looks so stiff every time. He just fucking twists.
Bah!
And it's like you never really know how you're gonna land, so it's just fucking twisting ligaments and body parts and appendages and just fucking splatting on people. Like, bro.
It's his move.
I guess so.
A stiff-looking stun gun by Shelley, then a suicida to Shocker on the floor.
Yep. The suicide was followed by a spinning heel kick, caught him right in the fucking face. Real stiff.
Shocker tries to suplex Shelley into the ring, but he reverses and tries a crucifix pin for 2. Stiff big boot to Shelley, and Shocker hits a frog splash from the top.
Yeah.
So, Shocker's getting all the pin attempts in this match. He's just trying to beat this fucking guy. This heel Alex Shelley.
Tried.
Shelley uses one of Shocker's own gamer pins against him.
Yeah, he does the mousetrap fucking arm
Gamer pin.
Yeah. Base pin. Yeah.
Wins the match. Shocker is clearly upset that he just lost to his own move, but if anything, it just puts him over.
True.
So Alex Shelley will meet Samoa Joe in the semi-final round of the Super X Cup tournament.
And Alex Shelley points to his head because he's so big brain.
Haha, I beat you with your own move, old man.
Yeah.
And then we have James Mitchell and Abyss backstage.
All right, so I have 2 notes about this promo. So of course, you got Abyss. James Mitchell, he's a good promo, but it's usually just a standard promo across the board. And you got Abyss always in the background, just being a fucking pervert weirdo guy, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, I have 2. Yeah, my first note about this is that James Mitchell, he said, TNA management, they're pretty riled up. They're not okay with the pile of bodies and destruction that Abyss laid wake to last week. And right as he says that, you can hear a muffled Abyss. Whoa! Holy shit! Like I know
He turned on aggressive.
Yeah, I know it's just supposed to be a grunt or maybe like a humph or whatever. But no, he was just like, yeah, it's like the bodies that Abyss laid out last week. Oh! I was like, that shit popped me so hard. I died. My other note, I guess, is just the wrapping up with the promo. James Mitchell says that Abyss will carpet bomb TNA with brutality, sadism, and violence that it has never seen before.
Now, that is true. That is how it ended. But there's something he said before that is critical.
What did he say?
Now, I also have to mention that they're also in Kane's boiler room during this promo. Red lighting and fucking weirdness. Yeah, being weirdos, right? He says, fucking, he compares Abyss to a raging bull during mating season.
He did say that.
Him saying that, to me, was simply bringing our
Yeah.
submissive and breedable jokes
Abyss,
full circle.
Abyss is just really trying to fuck, dude.
Is that not what
Yeah,
we've been saying for
he-
months? Abyss just wants to fucking submit and breed everybody.
He did say that. He said, like a bull in mating season, there's only one thing you can do, and that's to get out of the way.
Or take his load.
I guess so. So yeah, that was real fucking weird. I don't know what's up to these guys. I don't know.
There's something incredibly wrong with Abyss.
Yeah, he's a real fucking weirdo. I don't know. But James Mitchell enabling him is also really weird. So
He's into it.
I guess so.
He's Abyss's dom
Yeah.
until he's not.
Yeah. Might have me there. All right. So okay. All right. Okay. So I was real confused
Bro, we
about
had
this.
Billy Kidman on this
I
show.
was real confused about this next match.
Yeah, Billy Kidman.
Because we see Cassidy Riley come out looking like a fucking weirdo. He's dressed up as Raven, but like
No, he's just was Billy Kidman.
like a slut. I mean, his Daisy Dukes are way too short. I mean, you know, his cut off pants, Daisy Dukes, they're way too short.
He's a whore.
He ripped the sleeves off his shirt, wearing a Koto Raven shirt, just looking like an absolute fucking
Meat piece.
yeah, it's
A slam
just very,
piece, if you will.
just a very weird, edgy 2005, 1999 guy or whatever. And then, if that couldn't be any weird, just Mikey Bats comes out. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yo, jobber match?
like, that's literally what I said.
Double jobber match.
I said, here are my notes. Cassidy Riley has come out looking like a fucking weirdo. Mikey Bats is his opponent. Don't know why these two jobbers are fighting. That's what I said.
Well, you're gonna find out in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a couple moves. So, the only real thing that I have of note is that Cassidy Riley, I almost forgot his name, he did a clothesline and then a knee lift. And, like, that's it. That's the only real main moves that he got in.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rhino just fucking shit cans Mikey Bats and then Cassidy Riley with the fucking gore. It's just like, fuck the both of you guys. And then I wrote, oh, now I see why these jobbers are wrestling. It's an angle.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, if anything, let's be real for a second. And I want to know if you noticed this. Did you notice what Cassidy Riley did to his hair?
It's all fringe and...
No,
like,
no, not just that. He dyed.
Yeah, that's
he
what I'm
dyed
saying.
a portion
it's
of it.
fringe and
So
fucking...
like his bangs are blonde. Then
Yeah.
he has a strip horizontal across his head that's black, and then the rest of it is blonde.
This dude's
And
real
Mikey
fucking
Bats is
strange.
still wearing the weird bodysuit.
Yeah, I don't know. This Cassidy Riley guy's real fucking strange. You know, I said that he was one of my favorite jobbers, but I don't know, man.
But
have
quarter
to,
mean supremacy?
I might have to hop off the Cassidy Riley train because this guy is real. He's something else.
Brother, there's always room on the Buck Quarter Main Trail. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rhino comes out, fucks him. Raven comes out with a mic.
Raven cuts up
He
Raven
drones on
promo.
and on.
Yeah.
Now he did not say human cancer this time, so an improvement.
I guess.
He didn't hit that line. But yeah, I should also mention Jeff Jarrett was out there as well. Raven's talking his shit, whatever, and then he says, you know, maybe I need to enlist some help from someone that I just don't fucking like. And then the lights go out. And then in the ring appears the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal Sabu.
Yep. It was Sabu. So he threw a chair at Rhino, and then threw a chair at Jarrett, who took it like shit.
Yep.
Then he did a springboard gimmick onto a springboard leg drop onto Rhino.
Yep.
And that was the segment. Oh, and he had a really, really fucking shitty rip-off version of his WWE theme.
It was
I actually made a
rip-off.
note of that.
I was like, whoa, this sounds just like it.
yeah. It was incredibly ripped off. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's on that shit, bro. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
So then
I got such. It still gets to me.
yeah, so then we have Matt Bentley
Yep.
with Tracy versus James Storm with Chris Harris.
Matt Bentley, the guy who can no longer use his wrestling name. They specifically say his wrestling name.
Said his wrestler name.
He will now go by his real name because he can no longer use his wrestling name for a legal dispute.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I thought Abyss's name was Abyss.
It's Chris Abyss. Literally, it's Chris Abyss.
Abyss Chris?
It's Chris Abyss. Abyss is his last name.
Awesome. Yeah, so we've got that. Tracy is wearing the most clothes I've seen her wear all year. Her hammers weren't hammering.
Yeah.
Her thighs weren't just completely exposed. She wasn't wearing any lace. She was just wearing a regular outfit. And they were still horny for each other.
Yeah.
Chris Harris comes to the ring with a pair of handcuffs, so you already know shit's gonna get crazy up in here until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Bentley powders out as soon as the bell rings.
He does the run around the ring gimmick and then cut off.
Then he cuts off James Storm when he gets into the ring. Bentley fucking does a bunch of shit. And then they're on the outside of the ring. Storm throws him out. Bentley is up against the guardrail. And James Storm comes over and gets him up into the suplex position to crotch him on the guardrail. But this was some of the most egregious shit I've seen Matt Bentley do in a while. He's up against it the whole time he's getting in position for the lift. He's holding the barricade to help guide himself for the landing the entire time. And it's blatant on the camera. And it's blatant in front of the people that are watching this spot.
Nice.
Just giving a damn, this shit's fake. Why is he helping him land himself there? Why does he want to land nuts first on this metal bar? Is he a sex pest?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he gets crotched, helps him position him, super obvious. Bentley somehow immediately recovers and gets the advantage on James Storm, posts him, and Storm bumps like fucking crazy for it. Everyone's putting over those fucking those posts big time.
So, I mean, aside from well, I don't actually remember considering how short it was. But aside from the Cassidy Riley and Mikey Batts match, I think every match just has outside brawling. And I'm honestly so sick of it.
You're sick of that?
I'm so tired of it.
Well, when we get to the main event, I got a whole rant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bunch of shit. Somehow Bentley recovers from getting crotched on the barricade, post Storm. Bentley gets Storm up in the corner, hits a superplex. It looks like shit because they set it up completely wrong. Storm's feet were still inside of the corner on the middle rope where Bentley was standing, so he had to fucking hike him just to get him over.
Just real weird.
Didn't look right. Storm tries to come back. Bentley cuts him off. Tracy gets involved. Chokes Storm, who's hanging on the middle rope. Storm fights back. Bentley keeps on him. Then Tracy tries to help some more. Put some leverage on a chin lock, and it just looked super dumb. She was trying to help Bentley hang his feet on the ropes, which would have made no difference.
I feel like these guys barely did anything, and then Matt Bentley just fucking put in the chin lock and just fucking slowed it down.
Slow it down, son.
And I'm like, oh,
let me sit on you for a couple minutes.
This is actually where TNA said that he can no longer use his wrestler name. He has to go by his real name.
You know that all wrestlers' names are fake unless proven otherwise?
I guess so.
So then Storm fights out. Both attempt a super kick, but Bentley gets Storm with a body toss. He goes for another superplex. This time set up properly, but Storm fights him off. Then 8-second right to Bentley, and Storm gets the win. And TNA's are like, oh, well, I really thought this match would end with a super kick, but I guess, James Storm's got more up his sleeve than that.
Yeah. Lame.
Whatever. So then we have Shane Douglas backstage with AJ Styles.
I'm gonna be honest, I skipped this. I really don't have any I don't really care about 2005 AJ Styles cutting promos. However, I did see his necklace. I did see his necklace.
Yes, so he asked AJ about the Super X Cup tournament. He says that at one point the X Division made AJ Styles, but he supposes that maybe, just maybe, AJ Styles made the X Division.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue that.
He had one of those leather and beaded necklaces with a ring.
Yep.
Right on the front of it. I was like, yep, that guy is a community icon. To say the least.
I just can't understand why.
I don't get it.
Honestly. So then we have our main event. The final contest of the first round of the Super X Cup tournament. We have Petey Williams out there with Alistair Rouse, A1 Steak Sauce Canadian Beef Man.
Yeah.
Versus Chris Sabin. Chris Daniels is on commentary for this match. His suit drip is kind of sick. His suit is also incredibly loose on him.
Yeah.
They start out fast and furious. Sabin goes for the cradle shock early, but Williams escapes. Then we go to commercial. We come back. Williams has Sabin in a waist lock. Sabin gets out and drops Williams for a quick 2. Daniels on commentary notes that he's beaten both these dudes on back-to-back pay-per-views. So, like, fuck them. Please fucking jabronis. A1 tries to interfere, but Sabin fights him off. Williams the tornado DDT off the apron and throws Sabin back into the ring. A1 gets involved again because for some reason Rudy Charles is busy talking to Petey Williams.
I don't know. Yeah.
This is a theme for this match.
Petey's traps are also really crazy. I noticed that in this match. His traps are huge.
True. Williams gouges Sabin in the eye, which leads to him throwing wild errant shots at nothing. Straight jacket by Williams as he wears down Sabin. Gets himself a 2. Williams with a distinct hesitation after a back elbow as Sabin comes off the ropes. Like, he didn't know what to do next.
True. Yeah, there's... I actually have a note about that, but there's one point in this match that I thought was just kind of funny. It was on commentary where TNA is talking about the X Cup, and he was like, yeah, you think it should be named the Chris Daniels Invitational? He's like, no, TNA, it should be the Christopher Daniels Invitational. I was like, yeah, you're damn right.
Yeah, TNA had to make sure to let him know that's still called the Super X Cup,
Yeah.
and fuck you.
Yeah, but there are definitely plenty of moments in this match where Petey will just do a move, and he'll just like stand there, and it's like he doesn't know what to do next. He's very confused about what's to come. There's this one point I distinctly remember where he threw AJ into the, or not AJ, he threw Sabin into the ropes. He whipped him into the ropes, and he just did like the fucking Jimmy Snuka chop thing.
Yeah, the double chop.
And he just stood there.
Yeah, just
For like a
there.
good 3 or 4 seconds, and then he went for the cover. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
huh?
he simply didn't know what to do
Yeah,
next.
like,
He's like, oh, I guess I'll cover him.
Yeah, he just had no idea what to do.
Yep, so after that, Sabin gets sent to the floor, and A1 just stomps the shit out of him while Rudy Charles continues to be concerned with talking about Halloween plans with Williams.
Yeah.
Where are you going to take the kids, bro? Down the Rich Street. Going to give them the big chocolate bars. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, genuinely. So then Williams gets Sabin a tree of woe. Williams takes the opportunity to taunt the crowd. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah. This allows Sabin to sit up and push Williams over the top. He follows up with a suicida. Then a big sequence of moves by Sabin back in the ring, including an incredibly stiff spinning back kick. And then a Liger bomb.
That Liger bomb was sick nasty. And it wasn't the finish.
Nope. Williams reverses a powerbomb DDT. Goes for the Canadian Destroyer. Sabin escapes it. Williams locks in a sharpshooter. Sabin makes it to the ropes. Sabin catches Williams off the middle rope and hits him with a spin-out backbreaker and then an exploder suplex.
He fucking dumped him on his head.
Oh, he fucking killed him.
Yeah.
Sabin then hits a cradle shock, but A1 distracts Rudy Charles, which allows Williams to hit Sabin with the hockey stick and the Canadian Destroyer to win the match and advance to the second round, the semifinals of the Super X Cup.
Yep.
The show goes off the air. And before we finish talking about Impact, I've got to say, I am getting so fucking tired of Team Canada's bullshit in every match they have. I'm getting actually super sick of it. And none of this, oh, they're getting heat from me. No, they're getting, I don't want to see these guys fucking work anymore because every match they have has the babyface win, except they don't.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it because it's just heat and heat for nothing.
There's
because
never
I
a
already
payoff.
know, I already know that Petey Williams is not winning this tournament.
Yeah.
So why?
There's never a payoff to all of their heat. They just garner heat and then keep getting more heat. So it's like,
It's just pissing me
you
off.
need to transfer that heat to somebody, brother. You can't just collect all the heat. You can't not put anyone over.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett's on this program.
Yeah.
Who'd he ever put over?
That's
Himself.
that's the issue. That's the point. You can't just not put somebody over.
So, yeah, that was the July 29th, 2005 episode of TNA Impact. And this week, unfortunately, of course, our friend Max isn't here, but this week we wanted to begin our new segment, one that we think will have some serious longevity. I think next week we'll begin, we'll put a spin on what we do this week, but I guess we could take this time to introduce you, the listener, to this segment. It's simply put, TNA 20 questions.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, of course, Marquise and I will both take turns. We will both play a game of 20 questions where the answers will be something TNA related, either a TNA superstar, TNA wrestler, TNA tag team, maybe even a woman. But we're gonna try to keep it condensed. We're gonna try to keep it condensed from 2005 to about 2013-ish.
Yeah, somewhere between there.
So things within that time frame. So I figure I'll let you go first, Marquis. So I will ask the questions.
Okay.
And you will simply tell me yes, no.
Okay.
All right. So first question would be, is this a person?
Yes.
It's a person.
Yes.
All right, so no tag teams.
Mm-mm.
It's a singular person.
Yeah.
Have they been a former world champion
Yes.
in TNA? Okay. Have they had it multiple times?
I honestly don't know. Because I think their reign was I think the tail end of their reign is when I stopped watching TNA.
Is it Chris Sabin?
No. I definitely know that they were champion. I just don't know if it was more than once.
Is it Bully Ray?
No.
Okay. Were they part of a faction?
Yes.
All right.
So is that 7 questions, I think? 6?
6 questions.
6
Come on, my 7th question. It's not Chris Sabin, it's not Bully Ray. They were champion near the tail end of when you were watching? Jeez. Are they American?
No.
Is it Magnus?
Yes.
Let's go. What was that? That was 8?
Yeah.
8 questions? Not bad.
Not bad.
Magnus, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Brutus Magnus. I know that he won the title in 2013.
I'm sure he got it again after that. Some point.
Yeah. And I stopped watching in 2013. So.
See, if you hadn't told me that they were champion around that time, I would have had a much harder time. So you gave me that freebie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now it's your turn.
Okay. Is this a person?
Yes.
Are they male?
Yes.
Is he white?
No.
Has he ever been a world champion?
Nope.
X Division champion?
Probably.
Are they in the current time period of TNA that we're watching right now?
No. Oh, wait. Now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is it Apollo?
No.
Mm. Have they been a tag team champion?
I don't think so.
And they've never been world champion or X Division champion.
No, they've probably been X Division champion. I just don't know for sure. This is also question number 9.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I don't know who would have been an X Division champion, potentially, and not a world champion. And isn't white. Like that's is it Sanjay Dutt?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah, he's been ex-champion.
Well,
yeah.
I won that segment.
Yeah.
By 1 point. Now, doesn't actually matter yet, but when we do have Max, I think I will take the time to explain what we're trying to do with this segment. It's also, of course, a bit of audience participation because they can play along.
Right.
You know, so I'm sure someone out there, after, not white, X Division champion, non-world champion, like, yeah, Sanjay Dutt.
Right.
Fucking talk about that dude earlier.
Right.
Yeah, but, good audience participation. And we'll do something special with it once we have our brother Max back.
All right. We're definitely going to flesh this thing out a bit more.
For sure, but that was, it's always fun to play a game of 20 questions.
Right. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. And so, we move on to our weekly review of WWF Tough Enough, Season 1, Episode 6, subtitled A Walk on the Wild Side.
Yeah. We immediately cut to Al Snow saying that he regrets Daryl being cut, and like, come on, we know it's fucking lying.
Yeah, we pick up this episode immediately from where we were last time. So Daryl's just gotten the boot. Shadrick is still suffering.
Yeah.
Struggling
Yeah.
to meet the athletic qualifications of what this job entails.
He says that he's the underdog and says that it's both a good thing and a bad thing. Because he's the underdog, it's obviously a bad thing because, well, they're not necessarily looking his way. They're not necessarily paying much attention to him. But it's also a good thing that he's the underdog because he can then subvert expectations and overachieve. Spoiler alert, he does not do that.
No, but the coaches are all, from what I can tell, all the coaches are like super behind him, especially Jackie. But he's simply his own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Taz gets Josh in a single leg hold position and demonstrates a single leg Boston Crab. All the trainees tried on each other and other Chris, not Nowinski, AJ Styles looking guy.
I just call him douchebag Chris in my notes, but yeah.
Yeah, the resonating guy in the hot tub.
He takes a really shitty bump and Taz calls him out for it.
Yeah, he completely blows the bump he's meant to take. He's like, bro, you're going to break your fucking arms doing, because he simply fell back and caught himself with his arms because he didn't want to bump.
Yeah.
And he goes on this whole fucking tirade about, if I went to a supermarket and I slipped on some milk, I'm going to fall correctly every time.
He did say that.
True.
Yeah, he did say that.
Goddamn. So yeah, after all that, we get to see some of the cast call home, and then they hit the town. And where do they go?
They go to a drag queen bar.
Yes, sir, they did.
Bar and strip club.
It's a bar. It's a bar club.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and this is what's it like 2000, early 2002.
Yeah.
So, oh man, when we get to it, oh my god.
All right. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I was just about to say, for the most part,
they were very tolerant.
For 2002 standards,
tolerant.
Everyone was very progressive for the most part. Yeah, I thought that was.
Yeah, they're all pretty about it. Except the men were all just absolutely flabbergasted.
Nydia got a lap dance by one of the queens at one point.
Sick.
That was pretty cool. Greg strips.
Yeah, he did a strip. He did a tease.
Yeah, he was about it.
Man, they were giving him dollar bills in his ass and shit.
And then Chris Nowinski also strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was about it.
And then they get Maven to do a full show.
Yeah.
They said, "You come here, pretty boy. We're gonna dress you up."
Yeah, Maven says, comfortable and confident enough in himself and his sexuality that it's not a big deal. And you know
Well,
what?
that's how it should be for
Right.
everyone.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you can't see the if you can't see the comedy in the situation,
I'd say good for you, but I'm also gonna put a little asterisk there for a thing that we will circle
oh
back
my
to.
God, bro. Trust me,
For a thing that
oh my God.
for a thing that we will circle back to.
Oh man. But yeah, he's securing himself enough to, you know, willingly do a drag show for the boys and the girls. Of course he does it.
All right.
He looks absolutely absurd.
He does.
He looks crazy.
Completely out there, but you know, he seems to have a good time. Everyone seems to have a good time.
Yeah, and other Chris, douchebag Chris, if you will, says that Maven makes a really great looking woman.
And he'd really like to get her number. Yeah.
So then we're back to training.
Yep.
Shadrick is just not doing his drills right. He just cannot do them.
Shadrick is on the chopping block. Pretty much seems like everyone has talked to him at this point.
Yeah, at this. So now he's with Tori.
Yeah.
She repeatedly tells him to stop posting himself on her shoulder when he takes a hip toss. Because, I mean, he's going to blow out her shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Is that she keeps going for a hip toss and he keeps, like, dragging her shoulder down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's going to fucking yank it out of its socket. Yeah. It's really bad.
Yeah, so Alan Taz warned him that he's starting to fall behind all the others.
Yeah, they said he needs to get his head in the game because he's...
It's not hitting the mark.
It's not hitting the mark.
So then we cut...
All right.
Oh my God!
All right.
I can't believe they aired this.
Brother, not
Even
only,
with censors.
not only did they air it, dude,
they went on a tirade.
they went on a fucking tangent. It was absurd.
So we cut to Maven calling his mom.
Yeah.
He tells her about, you know, his night at the drag bar.
Yeah, he says, you know, he calls his mom. He's like, you know, Mom, there's an episode of the show that I don't want you to watch or whatever that I don't think you should watch because I go to a drag bar and you know I'm in makeup and you know it's fun and we're having a good time or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like this polite, innocent recanting of events from a man to his mother. And then
oh man, she just,
and then his mother, she's
how did you put it, bro?
We can't say this. I mean, but
they say some words.
They say some words.
They both say
right,
some words.
So after retelling going to the bar, Maven's mother is like, haha, you know, she's hee and haha and shit. And she's like, oh yeah, I bet you were like a
something or other. T word.
Was it the T word? I was reading
the first time. The first word was the
T word. Okay,
the Y.
I was getting the D word.
That was after.
That was after. Okay,
they said both.
They said both.
They said both words.
Okay,
they both said both words.
Okay, and they just kept going and they just kept fucking slurring in circles.
Yeah, slurring.
So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
they just trade slurs.
Fuck. Yeah. Maven's mother starts, I guess, with the T.
They moved to the D.
For the trans community, that slur, and then the D slur referring to lesbians, and they just keep slurring in circles,
back and forth,
just for like 2 minutes.
And Maven's just cracking up.
Yeah, he's just cracking up.
Right. He's repeating
right,
her.
and he's like, "Hey,
you can't say that."
He's like, "Hey, yeah, my mom called me," and I'm like,
"Yeah." It's literally someone walks into the room while he's calling. He's like, "Hey, my mom just called me a
bro,
a bleep,
bro." I was like, "Whoa!" I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. I genuinely couldn't believe it.
That they aired it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they even censored all those words.
True. I mean, I guess
2002.
But it was going on MTV.
True.
So.
Yeah. So they just fucking. Oh man.
Yeah. This part.
Maven better hope that this does not see the light of day again.
Yeah. I was genuinely shocked when.
Oh, me too. I could not believe.
Like
that Maven was just dropping all these slurs.
Yeah. I mean, his mom said it. And I was like,
I mean, he even seemed shocked at first. Like, you can't say that,
right?
And they just started saying it,
and he just like, yeah, I guess I was a Yeah, it was a funny moment being a yeah, because she was like, what did she say? When she said the slur, she's like, oh yeah,
that sounds
I
really
know.
funny.
No, she's like, no, yeah, I know that's how the drag queens talk to each other or something like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, it was a real painful.
You know what we call that? Ignorance.
Yeah, it was a real painful experience.
Yeah, that was rough.
That scene.
So then John Grubrick comes to the house with a tape of this week's Raw and SmackDown. Gets the group together to watch him in the living room. But everyone's talking about how Josh just doesn't like watching wrestling with other people because he's a little fucking baby bitch man.
All right, so Josh says that he doesn't like watching wrestling with other people because he doesn't like the way that other people talk about professional wrestling. And you know, if you'd have just left it at that, I get it. Because I also can't watch professional wrestling with certain people. I just can't. Just the way that they talk about wrestling. Just two different planes. We're not on the same
levels.
Yeah, we're not even in the same library. Like, we're not close. So there's certain people that I can't talk wrestling with. But then, you know, he gets into the minutia of it all. And makes it real,
I mean, to me, it just sounded like a fucking Fed drone.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that.
Bro, I mean, I wrote my notes
because what he said, you know, he said that he doesn't like watching wrestling with other people because basically of the way that other people will try and critique wrestlers who have been doing this for however long, even though these people haven't even been doing it for a cup of coffee. And I get that, but yeah, he did sound like a Fed drone until the end where he actually really did just sound like a little baby Google God bitch, man. He was like, oh, man, I really hate when people do it. I hate it a lot.
Yeah, he literally looked down.
Yeah, he looked down. Dejected. He looked down. He's like, I hate it, man. I hate it a lot.
Yeah, look, he was genuinely
impressed.
Yeah. So Grubrick fucking clowns Josh for being a clown.
Yeah.
Then we're back at the tracks. Al announces that tomorrow there will be another cut. We see everyone do some bumps, and Chris is...
Before we head to the tracks, Maven reveals that his mother in January was diagnosed with bone marrow cancer.
Doesn't change the fact that she was dropping hella slurs.
Not, you know, when they
it was like simpy.
Right, look here, look,
they
listen.
Put the simpy angle.
Yeah,
on
look here, look, listen. I know I'm gonna sound like a terrible person, but after she was just dropping those slurs hard way, you know, I mean, you can't just go into the feel bad for me. Like, I'm sorry,
you think they didn't put that in there because they knew how bad that scene was?
Yes, I know they did, because I mean, you can't just drop slurs like that and then.
No, they could have at least had him say that first, then had her be dropping slurs.
I know, like...
They would have felt something and then felt bad.
I don't know if she gets simpy for the people, but...
Not from me.
She doesn't get simpy from me.
Yeah, so we're at the tracks. Al announces tomorrow will be a cut. We see everyone do some bumps. And, of course, Chris Nowinski and Josh and Maven are all just fucking incredibly graceful with their flip bumps.
Yeah.
They were perfect.
Yeah. Josh's especially. It was.
I mean, Josh was putting sauce on his. He was jumping way up in the air.
It was gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, his landings were perfect. Shadrick just cannot bump correctly.
Nope. He fucking keeps turning in the air like crooked.
Yeah. Al kicks him out of the ring, makes him watch all the others do their bumps. And then Al has a side conversation with him to inject some reality into the situation. He basically tells him, look, brother, if you can't hack it here, then you're not going to get on TV working for Vince McMahon where he's going to really get on your ass if you suck.
Shadrick literally says the pressure is too much. And then Al says, you know, if you can't hack it here, then, you know, pressure is performing in front of 20,000 people live every week and knowing that Vince McMahon is backstage on the monitors watching you. That's pressure. And then, he sits out. Well, at that point, Al asked him to go back in the ring, but he was sitting out because he just felt so very dejected.
Yeah, bro. He just, I mean, if anything else, Al simply gave him a reality check.
Yeah, I mean, he literally went to go cry in a corner.
Yeah, he did. So then other Chris in the ring brains himself on the mat taking a hip toss.
Oh.
Fucking smashes his fucking head.
So every time he goes to bump, he does like this bunny hop thing. And they tell him, like, you got to stop that. You can't keep doing that. And so, yeah, he'll go for a hip toss, and he'll
like jump into it really awkwardly.
Well, he'll do an extra jump before the jump.
Yeah.
So, not really planted or balanced.
Yeah.
So he just fucking brained himself on the mat.
Yeah, so then he does that, and then he blows a whole bunch more hip tosses in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a confessional from other Chris. He's talking about, I really thought I was going to come in here. I was going to blow blow away everyone's expectations.
He actually said this
hot shit.
He said this like 4 times in 4 different confessionals. He kept saying, I thought I was going to come here and fucking just pick this up instantly, be the man, blow everyone away, be top dog, hot shit, ooh ah. Like, he really, really thought a lot of himself.
Yeah, and then the last thing he says is that he really thinks that he could have been something phenomenal. Someone he has to know. Bro, tell me he don't look. Bro, come on.
I don't see it.
I see it. So Chris and Shadrick fucking kill each other on a hip toss.
Yeah.
I can tell they intentionally put these two together to
Literally.
kill each other.
Yeah,
to understand what they're doing.
As soon as they did the very first one, Al said, now you guys can see what you two have been doing to every other person here. So you see, what was it, Shadrick, you see how you've been taking it, and Shadrick, you see how you've been giving it, and Chris, you see how you've been taking it. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, Al uses it as an opportunity to teach them both to stop sucking.
Pretty much.
Josh and Taylor talk about the upcoming elimination. Josh says that he was specifically told that if he were 6'3", then no one else in this competition would have a chance.
Pretty much.
Which, fair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tough luck, kid.
Yeah.
So then we have Tori, Al, John Grubrick, and Jackie go over the contestants and work out the decision to make an elimination.
I mean, they pretty much just say that, before you get into it, they just say that because Josh is smaller, he just has to work harder than everybody else. That's literally what they said.
Yeah. So, of course, like I said before, Jackie is just incredibly sympathetic to Shadrick, despite
This
how...
really surprised me. Especially because it came super out of nowhere.
She came to tears
Yeah.
twice
over
him
Yeah.
in this episode. Yeah. So then we come back to the house. Other Chris tells Paulina he thinks he's going home.
Which,
fair for him to think
after I
that.
saw him beam himself, I did too. I was like, I mean, you can fix a crooked bump, but you can't fix that. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, so then the next morning, everyone's getting ready. Very, of course, it's a very solemn feeling amongst the group. Everyone knows someone's going home today.
Yeah.
They get together, they head to tracks. Al gives them all his speech before sending everyone off to the locker rooms to find out who has been eliminated. Other Chris opens his locker. He's safe. Then Shadrick opens his locker and finds the red tag.
Yeah.
He's done. Kaput. 86th. See ya.
And everyone, all the instructors and everything were really putting him over. There's like he's athletically gifted. He's got, the look. He's got the talent. He should be able to do this, but he just can't.
Yeah, I mean, even when as Shadrick was saying goodbye to everyone as he was talking with the trainers, Al specifically told him, don't let this be the end. If you want to do this, go do this.
If you truly want to do this, don't let this be the end of your journey.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So all that happens. He gathers his things, says goodbye. Jackie cries again.
Yeah.
Al says some words to the group, places Shadrick's chair up on the wall next to Jason, Victoria, Bobby, Joe, and Daryl's. This is really at this point, this is just like a thing for me to see if I can memorize everyone's names.
Sure.
As they're kicked out. But yeah, that's how the episode ends.
It's a fairly alright episode.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't as action-packed as the Daryl one where they had him fucking playing darts and I'm a bitch.
Yeah,
your bitch.
Last week's episode was super packed and stacked, but this one was good. It was alright.
Yeah, I mean, it was good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, I think this has been a great episode. The 34th. 34th episode of the Taking Liberties Pro Wrestling podcast. Of course, you can find us everywhere, including YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Born, Owltail, Blueberry, whatever. Of course, we're on Twitter at TLProWrestPod. Want to join our Discord? Shoot us a DM. Give us a follow. Of course, leave an Apple review. 5 stars. Something funny, something mean, something nice. Inspirational, even. Anything.
If you want to go the extra mile, you can go ahead and hit up our Patreon. Patreon.com/TLProWrestPod.
Thank you very much to our patrons, Max and Nick. We appreciate you so much. And we appreciate anyone who's willing to throw a little money ski our way to help us make this pod better for your listening pleasure.
Soon, hopefully within the next week or two, we will have some content on the Patreon.
Hopefully. We're working on it.
We are definitely working on that.
Absolutely. And of course, we appreciate you spending an hour with us this week.
Yeah.
As we talked some shop, played a game, and watched people nearly kill themselves. Of course, Team Leaves Wrestling Podcast. I've been your host, Andrew.
I am Marquise.
We can't wait to see Max back, hopefully very soon. Thank you so much for listening, and we are out of here.
Bye.
Bitch.